Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. And in this video, I'm going to bring out two pieces of info. The first one is an article from The Atlantic, and the title reads, "Everybody I Know is Pissed Off," by Ronald Brownstein. It says, "The vaccinated across party lines have kind of had it with the unvaccinated," an array of new polls suggests. While most state and national GOP leaders are focused on defending the rights of unvaccinated Americans, new polling shows that the large majority of vaxxed adults, including a substantial portion of Republicans, support tougher measures against those who have refused C19 shots. These new results, shared exclusively with The Atlantic by several pollsters, reveal that significant majorities of people who have been vaxxed support vax mandates for health workers, government employees, college students, and airline travelers, even in some surveys for all Americans or all private sector workers. Most of the vaccinated respondents also say that entry to entertainment and sporting arenas should require proofs of vaccination, and half say the same about restaurants. All of this suggests that as the Delta variant's pandemic of the unvaxxed disrupts the return to so-called normal life promised by the vax, a backlash may be intensifying among those who have received the shots against those who have not. And that could leave Republican leaders who have unstintingly stressed the rights of the unvaxxed, including Governors Ron DeSantis of Florida and Greg Abbott of Texas, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, in an exposed position. As a political calculus, it's a risky one, says Matthew Baum, a public policy professor at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government and a co-founder of a multi-university study of public opinion on the outbreak. Over time, this general sense may grow of why are we who are vaxxed enduring this in order to coddle this liberty fantasy of the unvaxxed. And I think that it is going to get stronger as the inconvenience grows and as the wind goes out of the getting back to normal sails, which is clearly happening. Everybody I know is pissed off. The principal dynamic raising tension between the roughly 70% of American adults who have received at least one shot of Rona vaccine and the roughly 30% who have not is the current caseload surge. The Delta variant has again pushed the national C19 caseload past 120,000 new infections daily, more than 10 times its level in mid-June. Under that pressure, the divide between Republican and Democratic officials over how to respond to the pandemic, which raged through Donald Trump's presidency, but somewhat receded as the focus shifted to vax distribution under President Joe Biden, has reopened. Though more Republicans in recent weeks have promoted the vaccine, the party's leaders at both the state and national levels have consistently emphasized people's right to refuse it, while also opposing mask mandates to combat the immediate threat in the red states where case numbers are rising fastest. Multiple states with Republican governors have banned school districts or local governments from imposing mask mandates. About 20 Republican-controlled states have barred private businesses from requiring proof of vax. 7 Republican-controlled states have barred employers from requiring their workers to obtain a C19 vax, and other red states are considering similar proposals. In advancing these ideas, GOP leaders have insisted that the choice to reject the shot must be defended. In Florida, your personal choice regarding vax will be protected, and no business or government entity will be able to deny you services based on your decision, DeSantis declared Salakia when signing his ban on vax passports in May. When New York City imposed such a requirement for admission to restaurants or other indoor venues, McCarthy sharply condemned the move as un-American, period. He added, Republicans will oppose any attempt to expand such a disastrous policy. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, as is often the case, has offered the most incendiary attacks, comparing restrictions on unvaxxed individuals to segregation. Democrats, more fittingly, are moving in the opposite direction toward more mandates. Biden has made vax a necessity for federal workers, and a military requirement is expected close behind. Several blue states and cities have imposed vax mandates on government employees. California has mandated the shots for teachers and healthcare workers, and many Democratic-leaning jurisdictions are requiring masks for public schools and some indoor activities. Yesterday, the LA City Council moved toward adopting a version of New York's vax passport requirement. California Governor Gavin Newsom took another dramatic step yesterday by mandating that teachers either obtain a vax or accept weekly testing. These moves by Biden and blue jurisdictions amount to the beginning of a shift in response to the recent upsurge, away from imposing more obligations on the vaxxed and toward demanding more of the unvaxxed. So, for those of us that have the eye salve, the eyes to see, we are seeing that this is the beginning of the devil coming down with great wrath, Revelation 12:12. So, for the sake of time, because this is a pretty long article, I'm going to jump to the scriptures now. Okay, Khan. 2 Ezra 16:68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So, basically, Esau is scapegoating those that haven't gotten the jab, and it's starting to fuel that blame that they're going to place on the unjabbed, because the sheeple, they're just going to follow whatever Esau spits out. And also want to grab this. Matthew 24:9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So really, the main people that they want to go after is the followers of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, the elect and the prophets. And that's what all those FEMA camps and guillotines are for. And I also want to bring out this one piece of information. This is a PDF from the Department of Homeland Security, National Terrorism Advisory System. And this one thing at the bottom is what caught my attention. It reads, nation-state adversaries have increased efforts to sow discord. For example, Russian, Chinese, and Iranian government-linked media outlets have repeatedly amplified conspiracy theories concerning the origins of C-19 and effectiveness of vax, in some cases amplifying calls for violence targeting persons of Moabite descent. How we are responding. DHS will continue to identify and evaluate calls for violence, including online activity associated with the spread of disinfo, conspiracy theories, and false narratives by known or suspected threat actors, and provide updated information as necessary. So yeah, I mean, this right here, this is the precedent for Amos 8 and 11, I believe, right? Let me go to it. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So, right there, you heard it from the horse's mouth. They're calling anyone that speaks out against the narrative disinformation, so soon they're going to get ready to cut off this truth. And they're also getting ready to come down with great wrath on anybody that's standing in their way. But you know, he only has a short time, so he's not going to be able to accomplish his demonic goals, because also this is going to happen. So like it. Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai shall lift up a standard against him. So once Esau comes after the prophets, the elect, that's when the Lord is really gonna let loose on these fucking devils and on the whole world. The angels are gonna come back, and he's gonna try to use his little space force, but he's gonna get swatted like a fly. So yep, just pretty much all I wanted to bring out. Lord willing, it was edifying. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Shalom, DTA, Abba Ba.